All right, tell me about Buckingham Palace.
Where the monarchy have been residing for quite a number of years now. It's an amazing building. You can see just that procession route from the bottom of the Mall, where Admiralty Arch is, and Trafalgar Square. You look straight up the Mall through to the palace, just completely framed along the Mall. Absolutely beautiful between the trees. It's actually open through the summer period for a period of 8 weeks, from mid-August until early October. So actually, if you're travelling through to Britain, you can actually go in and see the state rooms. It's a fantastic building, just steeped in history and heritage, and definitely worth the visit.
Who lives in the house?
The Queen.
Just her?
No, well, her husband, and obviously there's the whole household of actually people who are attached to the monarchy.
And Prince Charles and Camilla, where do they live?
They're at St. James's Palace.
Okay. And is that because they want to be there, or is that because... What is that? I'm trying to get to kind of, since Princess Diana's gone, what's it like when you marry the second woman? I mean, do you get kicked out of the house?
No, well, they actually didn't live there anyway when they were married. When he was married to Diana, they lived at Kensington Palace. And actually, on that note, that's probably where William and Kate are going to be living, back in the palace. And no, you don't get kicked out of the house, but I think it's time to move on at times.
Yeah, Kensington, is that something that the public can see as well?
Yeah, absolutely. All of our stately homes, historic houses and castles. So
how large are these places? I mean, you heard Craig say that they're turning 3 rooms into, and I can't wait to say it again, disco ball-filled bars.
Yeah.
How big a place is it?
They're huge. I mean, Kensington Palace, for example, is broken down into state apartments, so there are numerous people who can actually reside within there or have, homes within there. The palace itself, I couldn't tell you how big it is. I mean, our remit is more about getting people to go and see the palace, so I'm not sure about the interior.
Okay, sounds good. John Brown, you still with us via satellite?
I am, yes.
Former member of Parliament, I want to chat with you now a little bit of politics. While the wedding was going on, as it was unfolding this morning, I cover breaking news. That's what I do. And so I'm always curious to know exactly what else is happening in the world. And I kid you not, from the minute they walked into that church, there was some stuff being unleashed in the Middle East that we haven't seen. The kind of protesting and demonstrating there, you talk about a big crowd. We're talking millions of people across the Middle East that are filling the streets outside their capitals and governments, protesting against them today. It could prove to be a very yet violent day, as we've seen sometimes on Fridays after Friday prayers in that part of the world. They're pushing against monarchies. They're pushing against dictators. They're pushing against some of the types of government that you have there, maybe not exactly, but you've got a monarch in Britain. How do you go forward politically with that kind of a structure when you look across and see the landscape in the Middle East?
Well, it's again a very perceptive question, but it would seem to me that the 3 main monarchies in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Morocco, are 3 of the areas where you've seen the least turmoil.
I wouldn't say that about Jordan. I wouldn't say that about Jordan.
Well,
you got to look at the video today.
I think so far
it hasn't been violent, but there've been a lot of people.
You get the occasional demonstration, but main demonstrations so far have been against political dictators and not monarchies. In Jordan, all these things that's being stirred up, and they have to deal with them. There were threats in Saudi Arabia, but they were dealt with. And it would seem to me that the monarchies are more firm footing in the Middle East than the dictatorships.
I want to talk now, if we can, to the perception, Carl, of Britain right now. How do people feel about it around the world?
About their wedding?
No, just about the country in general.
I think there's a strong sense of national pride. And I think today really kind of sums that up. I mean, where else in the world can you see that kind of spectacular event which takes place? And there is not everybody will be pro-monarchy. That's the right of everybody to have their own opinion. But I think there is a strong sense of national pride.